fault completely and utterly. But we will forgive them because we are now going to hopefully go racing. I'm still joined by my two partners in crime for the night, Rob and Chris. You're still alive, yes? All good?
Yeah, just about, yeah.
Okay, that's good. At least we don't have to see any more of that car park at the moment, so... I might change your name to MRC's Mark Webber at this rate.
Mate, please do not do that. Persist, because I am the Yorkshire Pinkham.
The Yorkshire Pinkham. I can't keep a straight face every time I said it. But okay, I'll let you stick with that.
So who do you fancy more, me or Natalie? That's the question.
Yeah, I was tempted to set up a straw poll for this. Who would the MRC universe prefer, the real Natalie Pinkham or the Yorkshire Natalie Pinkham? I know which one I'm picking.
Go on, which?
The real. Sorry.
Mate, I'm insulted, but I would do the same.
Yeah, exactly. I thought so. But anyway, oh goodness.
I'm insulted, but
Stream, sorry, guys. Anyway, 6 viewers. Come on, guys. Who's here? YouTube chat, get it going. We want to see you all. We've got 8 now. Everyone's going to have heard me in the background on the old stream, so that'll be fun. But, as I said, just basically don't go in the car park, because if you do, you're getting invalidated. Long story short, I think Rob can agree on that one. So,
yeah, certainly. It happened to me a couple of times. I don't know if you do what I do. I do like a career race practice and then get really angry that I can't even beat AI drivers, never mind real people. And that's where I'm starting to get all my little invalidations and rapidly losing my Mr. Clean tag. That's my problem this season. I'm a real Danny Ricciardo. I haven't got used to the new regs or my new seat at all.
Well, you're playing with less assist now, aren't you, I believe?
Yeah, well, I tried to for a while. I'm trying to learn to have the ABS off, but it's such a different style of driving. It's crazy. When you've driven like that for 10 years plus, your brain just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm hopefully getting up to speed.
It's always good to learn new things, though. I mean, this season I think I'm learning manual gears and medium traction, so it's going okay for me. But we will see. Obviously, ABS is probably the hardest assist to take off in some way, because that's the thing they've got. Oh, Gab's gone really wide on the exit of turn. I want to say 9, but he nearly just fully sent his car into the barrier there.
I think it's still valid though. I'm not seeing his lap go red, so fingers crossed we'll be able to get a time on the board.
I think he just about got away with that one, because I think he actually lost time overall, so it would have been quite a harsh invalidation.
Yeah.
But let's see where Gav can put this, because he is... I can't remember what he said his car was. It looks a bit
bad. As you said earlier, I'm evaluating the design, so I can have a look at his design. It's sleek, it's simplistic, it's 0 points for me. It's not going to win, but we'll see what happens with the rest of them.
The fake Natalie Pinkham's just popped it into P2. Oh, Kid Dynamite. Wow. Well, there's a benchmark for you all to chase. This early in the session. Wow.
That's amazing with his Wolverine-style livery. I don't know about you, Bob.
That is a very nice one.
Yeah, I'm liking that one a lot.
Yeah, I do get a choice of livery of the day as well, so there's just too many to pick from here, because a lot of them are really nice. That's the main issue here. But it's all good, I'm sure. Oh, whose is that? Oh, and LFC, Anthony YX90. You're being called something else, but yeah, Ant. His livery is very nice.
Alfa Romeo styled, almost. I like it as an alternative.
Yeah.
You've got a few more options this year, haven't you, in the customization? With and as we just say that, it's so easy to lose it there.
It is. That curb is deadly, isn't it, on the exit? So
yeah, you only need to get one wheel. Oh, and we got another one spinning in the background there. Who's that?
Lorpy is out. Is that Lorpy that went? Yeah, it is. Lorpy did go. Wow. That is unfortunate, to say the least. Treacherous,
and like we said, it's so easy to do. I'm finding, particularly with these cars, I don't know how much traction control you're using, but they seem so sensitive under the rear end, and it's so easy to lose it. Particularly, I find that this year's edition of the game, cold tyres and warming them up, it means so much more than other editions. Like previously, you were able to do 2 qualifying laps probably, and get a banker in. This one, you need to be on it from the get-go, which is why I think we see some of the best drivers riding to the top. That's why you've got Kid Dynamite P1 at the moment. But there's a lot of time for the track to bed in, and I think that's the other factor I found this year. Like, towards the end of the session, the track really does start to get bedded in. You get that rubber down, and you see those times tumbling. So it's all about being able to perform under pressure at the right time, and a lot of these drivers can do it now.
Yeah, 100%. I've just cut to Fanning, and he's got no front wing at all. So
it's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it works.
No, he's back in the pits now, but I thought he was going to go around for another lap. I was a bit worried for him, to be honest. But let's go and have a look at MRC's boss man. I don't think he is on a lap. I think he's actually backed off. Yeah, he's 6.2 down, so he's not on a lap currently.
It's a very nice Norwich City style livery there. Let's Be Avenue, boss.
I think he.
A fun Let's Be Avenue joke.
Is it suitable for viewers under the age of 18?
Yes, surprisingly. Did you know the headquarters of the South Yorkshire Police Department are based on Let's Be Avenue in Sheffield?
Oh,
that's
no.
Really good. I applaud them.
True story.
Is that where Delia Smith works? Is that where she works? Bless her. But
that's where the Yorkshire Pinkham works.
Ooh, look at the Yorkshire Pinkham. So if you want to find the Yorkshire Pinkham on a day-to-day basis, you know where to find him. Yeah, her. Yeah, whatever the Yorkshire Pinkham wants to name themselves, basically. So, but let's actually, while he's here, let's have a little look at. Oh, is that Energy Dan? He is. He's out. Where's he gone? He's gone somewhere. I'm trying to work out where he's crashed. There's no yellow. Oh, is that turn 3?
Well, it might be, yeah, just before. Let's see if we go on board with who's the red car that's just coming through.
Is that Ant? It is Ant. Let's have a look.
Oh yeah, he's just lost it on the inside. I don't know how you lose it there. That's impressive.
That almost screams contact with someone if you crash there, to be honest. But that's
Stroll and Latifi, perhaps. Remember them coming together in Australia this year, where it was just
go Tifi, as I like to call him. But
I mean, do you want my opinion on Nicholas Latifi? He's bad and should get out of F1. He's taking up a seat that somebody far more talented than himself could do.
But then I think there's
I should take
two
the drive,
or three.
But that's for other people to say.
I think there's 2 or 3 other drivers in there that you could say that. I think Stroll's probably in that category as well, to be completely honest.
I mean, I think it's not a controversial thing to say that Daddy got him the drive and bought him his own team. So yeah, that's why he's there. But I just feel he's got a bit more about him than Latifi, who seems to have been in the sport for 3 years, and you're like, why are you hanging around here? Maybe it's time for... I would have had Tictum in over Latifi just to see what he would have done, and mostly because he would have been a laugh.
But when you look at half of the F2 field, it's like there's so many other drivers that deserve it over Latifi, for example. Like, I could literally name half the field, and they'd all probably do a better job, so...
Yeah, I think you've seen it with Guan Yu Zhou this year. He's come up, he's stepped up, and although I think he's had quite an understated rookie season at the moment, he's outperforming Latifi. Obviously got a better car, but he's keeping up with Bottas, and he wasn't challenging the front of the F2 paddock. That must mean there's loads more drivers in there who deserve a shot, and fingers crossed we get to see Piastri next year. That's what I really want to see.
He's going to Alpine. Oh no, he's not. He's going somewhere else.
He's going somewhere else. We don't know. It's a mystery for now.
Well, as for you, I bet you're burning that Alpine much currently with Mr.
I am. Yes. I now regret saying bad things about Lance Stroll because I need to be very nice to his dad to make sure that he gives me all the Aston Martin merch next year.
Martin's not very happy with you, Rob.
What's that?
Because you said his car was Norwich City colours, and his exact words were, "It's a '93 Benetton, you Philistine."
Benetton, Norwich, similar vibes, I'd say.
He's got an earful last week when I got his retro livery wrong, so short turn now.
You got mine wrong last week as well, you drongo.
Oh, I was wondering where you was going to go with that then. It ended up a bit anticlimactic, to be honest.
I'd be polite to the viewers.
Yeah. Oh, someone else has gone. Who is that? Is that Fanning? No, it's not Fanning. It's someone in a green car. Wait, why is Reese Whitcomb round? He's driving a very... nearly a big crash. Well, it was a big crash, but he went to turn back round right in front of, I think it was an LFC, and his car's just snapped on him and gone, and nearly took Ant LFC with him. Wow, that scared me. Let's have a look. Who's on a lap? Let's go and have a look.
Danny's about to start one.
I'm just on a board with the race winner of the last 2 races, Mr. Mark Hodgson. Oh no, is he slow in the last sector? He looks like he could be a tiny bit. Yeah, he is. He's backed off majorly.
We've lost another one. I think we've lost Fanning as well now.
Wow, like nearly half the field is going here. Surely, like we've got a lot out.
Fanning hit the pit entrance. He tried to get the pit entrance and hit it.
Oh, that's never good to do, is it?
It's a way to go, isn't it?
Yeah. But let's have a look. So Gav's invalidated, so we can't look at his lap. Let's actually have a look. No, Martin's 4.5 down in the first sector, so I think he's on another slow-ish lap here. Unless I'm wrong. I don't think I am. But, oh, we have got a Chris Bailey, who was very sneakily on a lap without telling us. But he's verging on equal in his middle sector. Very clean through the fast left-right. So let's have a look. No, it's actually... Yeah, it is a fast left-right. I don't know why I questioned myself then. But he's coming into the final sector. Is he going to be able to make this stick? Your car looks very, very planted, I have to say. But... bit wide through... I think it's 13. I could be wrong, but I think that's turn 13. Into the final corner. How much time has he got? Has he gained enough to take pole here? Into second. Good lap.
Not quite. I got another quarter second if I could.
Whoa, Laura Pell!
Wow. What a lap. Okay,
18-0.
Oh.
I'll tell you something, right? We were here for, what was it, Hungary? And some of the lap times that were set in Hungary qualifying were absolutely illegal. Like, the times were nearly a second faster than they were in Tier 1 just 2 days before.
I don't want to talk about Hungary. It was a sore, horrible weekend for me.
Oh yeah, I remember Hungary for you. I actually felt bad for you, I'm not going to lie. But, let's have a look. It says the Lion... Okay, Lion King hasn't gone out yet, Mr. Simba. Oh, let's go and have a look at the Banshee, who's back up to P12 now, so he will be pretty happy with that. I don't know if a lot of these drivers are teasing us, but they don't seem to want to be showing you their liveries, Rob, to be honest. It's like they don't want to win.
It's fine. I mean, it's either they don't want to win or they don't want to be offended by me misreading what they're about to say, because I saw Laura Pell's earlier and I thought, oh, that looks like a tube of Aquafresh toothpaste.
That's what I think every week. I say that every week.
Show you their bodies?
I'm sure it's a red, white and blue and is the tricolour, and I'm sure it's a patriotic livery for France, which
I think he's actually
probably
Dutch.
better than it is.
So what we're hearing here is Rob needs to look at everyone's bodies, so everyone start flashing what you've got. So
no,
Rob,
you
please.
already flashed in
those exact words.
Slide into my DMs,
Oh,
flash me a pic of your bod, and I'll
sounds
rate
like
it.
a good time this does.
Where do I apply for this?
It's Saturday night,
I'd
it's free.
I'd rather you not advertise it.
Oh no, it's
Yeah.
Friday night. Whoops, that's bad. Right, anyway, why is everyone in the garage? Whoever is listening to this stream and driving,
Fine,
get
I'll
out on
come
track.
out.
Thank
Fine.
you. It's about time. You
We've got
should know
3
better
minutes.
by now.
3.5 minutes left. It's that time where you stay in and you wait and you just do one last lap.
I've done
Yeah.
3 laps.
Now this
I'm
is the
winning.
moment where everyone comes out and I can't keep up with everyone. So, but let's have a look at B17, who's driving what looks like a very tropical kind of car. It is wacky, to say the very least. So, let's have a look how he's doing. He showed some amazing pace in Tier 4 this week, so it'll be interesting to see. Second or third, and I believe the third place man.
Personal best for him.
Yeah, I believe the third place man, who was Geke Matthew, is also here. So let's have a look. B17's coming around the final. Oh, but he's got a car in his way, so he's going to be very hindered there on the final corner. But he has improved to 8th, even still. That'll give him pole for the challenger tier at the moment, unless Simba can find some time. Who is just starting a lap, so we will catch the end of him. Actually, I think he's the only man actually on a lap at the moment. So let's go on board with Simba, who's driving, I can't remember what he called it. It's a mad something car.
My eyes.
Yeah, this is why I said you needed sunglasses.
Am I the only one that likes it?
No, it's nice, but
it's got a retro 90s feel to it. I feel like, it's quite striking.
I mean, I was late 90s. I'm a late 90s baby, but that looks like a 90s kind of disco. That's what it looks like. Like, while I'm on the beers right now, I could probably start like bopping up and down to that if there was music.
It looks like a jumper that Will Smith would have worn in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's that kind of vibe, and I'm enjoying it.
I'd agree with that. Or Ant and Dec when they were doing Let's Get Ready to Rumble. That's the kind of thing I can imagine. But anyway, he's going through into the final sector. He looked good on this lap though. I don't know if you've been watching it, but he looked very planted.
Looks planted. Yeah.
So he's coming into the final sector. He had great pace on Wednesday. Got very unfortunate in that race. So let's see if he can get some redemption tonight. He's coming around the final corner. He looks very, very solid. He's carrying good pace around the final corner. Where's he going to put his car? Into... He stays P9.
P9.
So
it was an improvement though.
It was an improvement, but he hasn't got time to go again because he's not going to have the RS. So I think Simba's going to have to settle for minimum second in the Challenger tier here. But let's go and have a look at the Blowhole Bailey, who is about a tenth up after the middle sector. So let's go and have a look. He's coming into the final corners in his old school McLaren back in, was it Hakkinen days, I believe.
It was Montoya, and it was Montoya inspired to me, but
but he's coming across the line, stays P6. That's very unfortunate, but I'm sure stays P6, stays P3, sorry.
Whoa.
So big crash.
One way to end your session.
That's not gone well.
I mean,
says.
Yeah, I think you're starting from the back now.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll do a last first. Sure.
G starting to P4.
Aggressive.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but your lap was, I don't think you'd have managed to get another one with the RS in anyway, so probably not the end of the world.
I was just giving everything. I didn't have enough ERS. I thought I'd just give it everything, and maybe I ran out of talent.
Yeah, but let's go and have a look at single tracking. Let me just get the year right before he goes mad again. It was I think a 93 Benetton. So let's have a look. But he's nearly 3/10 up in the middle sector, so he needs to find a bit more in the last sector if he's going to be challenging Mark and G-Star. So let's have a look into the final sector where Martin, I should say, is going to put this. He looks, again, all these cars look very solid through that last sector, and that's the sector where you gain the most time, I'd say. That's what's important. Across the line, 19-0 up to P6. I think he'll be happy with that overall.
That time just flew away in the last sector, didn't you? You know, you'd only got, is it 2/10 up, and then to make an extra 3/10 up in that last sector is excellent. I think that's really gripping in now. It's the last bit of the lap there.
Whoa!
It's so easy to.
Yeah.
Go on then.
1:17.8 from Kid Dynamite. Wow, for pole.
Holy moly!
That is a crazy lap time.
I think. Is he in the championship? Is he trying to get his own back?
I think
he's P3. Yeah, and obviously I think the second place man Saviour is not racing because he's away, which just leaves I think the championship leader, who's only raced 2 races this season, by the way, Mark. He's won the last 2 races and he's top of the championship. That is how close it is in the elite tier at the moment. So it's literally anyone's game between the elite boys. And then obviously Simba's decided to be a bit greedy and hog most of the wins for this season in the Challenger tier. So I think you start sharing them out a little bit. Potentially, it would be nice, but you know. Are you
suggesting he's sandbagging to stay in tier 3 just so he can win the MRX each season? Is that what you're suggesting?
I would never suggest such a thing, but yes. But that is your leaderboard. So Kid Dynamite takes pole with what can only be described as ridiculous time. P2 for Laura Pell. Chris Bailey takes the Yorkshire Natalie Pinkham, sorry. G-Star P4, Mark, the championship leader in P5. He's got a bit of work to do to get back to the front. Single Track takes P6. Reese Whitcomb in P7 after DNFing. That's actually not the worst qualifying considering he DNF very early in the session. But pole for the challenger tier is B17 in P8 overall. Simba P9. And LFC or Anthony, P10. Lorpy in P11, Fanning in P12, Night Shadow P13, CBG Sambal P14. Okay, I think it's the end of the grid. But don't forget there is no formation lap in this race, so your tyres will be cold, so take it very, very easy into turn 1. But who impressed you the most in that?
Turn 1 last time.
Yeah, that's true, yeah, you're not wrong.
Everyone forgot and we went straight on.
Yeah, I think that happened to a lot of people in general. But who is your pick early on in this race, GGD?
I can't see past Kid Dynamite at the moment. Like, when he's on it, he's on it.
Yeah,
you know? Like,
he's almost
I had him
unbeatable.
as a teammate last season, and yeah, I think he has good races and bad races, but when he's really on it, you know it. And yeah, particularly if there's no safety cars, he can just fly away at the front. So yeah, he's the one to look out for. And then I'd watch out for the scrap at the back. Like you said, Reese Whitcomb putting that time up really early on, I think suggests that he'll be looking to fight his way through the field early on. And it'll be interesting to see if anybody goes for a different strategy. I know the standard strategy is medium soft. Sorry, about to start. 5
red lights, and we're not yet underway. We're underway. Oh, it looks like a bit of a slow getaway from Laura Pell. Chris Bailey's already taken into second place, so let's have a look at the rundown. Chris has taken the lead. He's down the inside into turn 1. So, there's someone round. I think it's Martin.
Big incident.
G-Star's out. That is a huge incident. That looked like, and we've already got a safety car. Well, that was almost a record, I guess. But Laura Pell's left the session. I'm guessing that's internet related, but he had a pretty slow getaway off the line. But let's go and have a look at the position changes real quick, because Geke Matthew is up 10 places into P6. What a start.
Right, that was I think the best getaway I've had on this game.
Oh, yeah, that was unbelievable. I didn't even see you take the lead originally. Then it was only into turn 1 I realised, wow, Chris is leading this. And then Kid is second. Mark has made it out to P3, so that's not too bad for Mark. He's made a good little start there. Laura Pell just didn't get off the line. I don't know if you noticed that, Rob, yourself, but it looked like he struggled really badly with getting away there.
This game, these starts, like I posted about it in the chat earlier, it's one of the hardest things you'll do in this game, particularly without traction control on. Trying to get a smooth start, and if you've ever tried against the AI, they just fly away. And particularly if you've got no traction control and you're up against somebody on medium, it's such an advantage off the start just to get away and make sure that you're not losing it. You'd be so tentative. So yeah, I think Chris, P1, I know you run with all the assists off, so that's got to be an absolutely incredible start for you. Like you said, your best start on the game so far. I'd be really looking forward to seeing how Mark reacts, because he's on the alt strategy, so he's on the hards where the others are on the mediums. I wonder how far he can stretch those out, and fingers crossed with a lucky safety car somewhere on the line, he might be in with a shout for his 3rd win in a row. So yeah, looking forward to seeing how this one pans out.
Yeah, we have got a couple of people who've dived in the pits here. We've got Gav, who's in the pits for hard, but he's getting a wing change. So Gav's got damage. I don't know if he got caught up in that other incident. Bat Mazo's put on the softs. He's a brave man.
Can we call Kid Dynamite Hugh Jackman tonight? Hugh Jackman.
I mean, he got a
little Wolverine.
Yeah.
He got called Kylie the other night, so I do feel like we should give him a night off, probably, to be honest. Like, getting called Kylie Minogue is probably not top of someone's wish list.
Yeah, but that's Gav, and let's be real, no one understands Gav. Gav doesn't understand Gav.
I really hope for your sake Gav does not watch this stream back.
Love you, Gav.
I mean, I got in trouble last week for saying his car was a Caterham, so... But Caterham's never won, so it couldn't have been a Caterham when he won the race, can it? So, overall, I think he's got a bit of an issue here. But, so let's have a little look. Now's the perfect time, now you've got everyone on track minus G-Star, to have a look at your favourite liveries here, Rob. Because this is the moment. So we'll start with Chris's. Chris, do you want to just tell us which year that McLaren's from, very quickly?
Anything from 98 to 2004. 2005 actually. 2005, so it's Hakkinen, Coulthard, Montoya, Raikkonen, technically Pedro Della Rosa, all drove the livery which this is designed off of.
Yeah, it's very nice, very good looking. I think Rob said he liked it earlier, so that's a very good thing.
Yeah. No, it's on my list.
Yeah,
I can see a couple more there. Let's see
Kid Dynamite in his Wolverine themed car.
This ticks a lot of boxes for me. It's Wolverine. I'm a geek. I like my X-Men. Like we said, Hugh Jackman, Australian themed. It's high.
Yeah.
High.
I can understand why he's gone for that. Then you got Mark and his Golf McLaren, which we actually spoke about yesterday. I'm very surprised he pulled through with it, but he did. So he's got the Golf McLaren, which we've seen a lot of times, but his is quite different to the other ones we've seen. It's quite nice.
His is different, but it's been done. Like you said, it's been done.
But there's also, I think, a basic concept in the actual first start of the game liveries kind of thing on that one as well.
Yeah.
But then we've got Lurapel's very patriotic livery. I believe it's his country's colours. It's
yes,
solid
as
enough.
I said, I pinned it exactly the right country earlier, so I'm glad I can say that again. No, I like it. Bit toothpastey, but yes, no, it is very striking.
Yeah, I might call it the Colgate car. And then next we've got Anthony, I'm just going to call him that, and he's got a very Alfa Romeo style car. So if you like Alfa Romeo, that's probably for you. Then we go down to one that we haven't actually looked at yet, Mr. Geke Matthew. His is it pink? It looks kind of pinky reddy kind of colour. It's quite nice.
I quite like it. Yeah, no, it's there, but the problem is I'm comparing it to Simba's, which is the other pink car, and I just think Simba's stands out just a touch more. But it's simple, it's clean. I like that one.
Then you got the Can of Lilt, which B17 is driving.
Yeah, I've seen that one before. Yeah,
very nice. Fanning, who's gone for Jamaican colours for just about no reason whatsoever, but he does it every week. And then we will jump back on if there is another safety car to that, because we will come to you maybe at the end of the stream for your livery of the day, or when there's another safety car. So let's go on board with the leader, that is the Yorkshire Natalie Pinkham, and see where the person decides to. Oh, you look like you had a strangely weird twitch then after weaving. I know you weaved, but it looked like you had a twitch while weaving. But let's see where Chris decides to go. He's gone very, very early, and he's caught Kid Dynamite absolutely nowhere. Like, there's 1.5 seconds already. Yeah, and wow. That was a very fast restart by you, but Lopez having a little look at the Mark in the background, but he seems to not have pursued with it, so let's have a look a bit further back. Simba and Sambao having a big scrap into turn one, and it's actually Simba that comes out on top, so that's a good little battle there. Let's have a look a bit more down the field. But Mark is pressuring Kid Dynamite at the moment, with Lurapel pressuring him, so
that's impressive. When does the DRS come on? Lap 5. If Mark can stay in DRS zone for Kid Dynamite for the next few laps, then he's in just getting a piggyback off him. Lap 6, okay. If he can do that, I'd be impressed.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. The issue is, it looks like he's got a lot of pressure from Lurapel, who's behind at the moment. Lurapel's having a little look, but this scares me whenever anyone has a look into that fast left-right. It gets my heart going, to say the very least.
It's a don't overtake yet, isn't it? You want to be right behind them and then overtake into the next section, which is revamped this year on the game. I quite like this new faster end section.
I definitely is that V Fabry who's out? It is, and we've got another safety car. So yeah, well, this is very stop-start. So we've made it. We've seen 2 racing laps at the moment. Well, not even 1 full racing lap at the moment. So
I'm getting deja vu.
I mean, you're leading at the moment, so, but that's just absolutely wiped all of your gaps, sadly. So
I'm really actually upset. I've had a great race start and a great safety car restart. It never normally happens for me.
Yeah, I don't think this time Kid is going to be as... Has there been another crash? Because we've got 3 drivers again in the pits here. So
the two soft runners tried the softs and they've gone straight back off them. I don't know what they're doing. They put in
Energy Dan's just had a wing change, I can confirm that, so...
Yeah, Jackster was on softs and he's gone on to the mediums, where Akmezano was on softs and he's changed, he's gone on to another pair of softs. So he's keeping with that strategy of, I'll take the places on track.
So is he planning on doing like a 4-stop race today and just hoping?
Possibly. I mean, when you have this many safety cars, it is kind of a strategy to say, right, I'll go against the grain and I'll take a free pit stop and take the softs. But I don't know about you, in this game, the softs are not a race tyre.
No, not one little bit. I agree, 100%.
Not unless it's the very end of the race.
Yes, end of the race, safety car, I think that's when you put them on.
That's the only time I put them on, and in qualifying, because I have to, but...
It seems to go after about 4 or 5 laps to me, and yeah, you're quick. The small boost it does give you, you're quickly back in the pits and everybody's forgotten about it. It's,
yeah, exactly that.
It's extremely sensitive, like, especially on the soft, and yeah, tyre pressures, everyone sets them up for the mediums and hards really. The softs are way more sensitive to that tyre, the tyre temperature.
I heard since the patch is the meta is to put your tyre pressures down, or at least to try and save on your wear, which is good in theory.
I'm not going to say the exact figure, but I have them pretty damn low.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I for one definitely run my tyres pressures very low, so I think it is just the general way to go on this game with that.
Yeah. You can all give me a hint then, because one thing I used to be clean in races and bad in qualifying, and now I'm just bad in both. But I've found I'm really bad in qualifying this year. So if you've got any tips for being better in is there anything I could do with my setup? So one thing I thought is like, you're obviously stuck in Parc Ferme. I can whack the tyre pressures up for my quali laps. Is that something that's sensible to do, to try and get those tyre tempers up? Or is there anything else I can sort of tweak my setup for quali and then tweak back again for my race?
I guess, I guess the tyre pressure thing could help. And the higher front wing, yeah.
Front wing in quali, and then in the race drop the front wing by a turn or two, and then drop the pressures a little bit, but it's risky because you could go too far and end up dropping it in quali.
Yeah.
That's the issue. With these cars, the one thing I've noticed is there's a massive fine line with what you can and can't do, and if you do the wrong thing, you're going to know you've done the wrong thing. So it's just a matter of...
You're always on the knife edge, aren't you?
Yeah. They can, like, I think I was doing, what was it, Belgium practice yesterday, I think it was, and the car was going and you just don't get a warning, it just goes, and it's impossible to save it when it does go. So...
Fun game, Codemasters.
No, but I guess in some way, like, a lot of people have asked for a lot of realism, and I think to some extent we've got a lot more realism. Just a lot of glitches to go with the realism, which is sort of what cancels it out. So, yeah. But don't forget, guys, there is the poll in the description for Driver of the Day, so don't forget to leave your vote on that. As the stream goes on, see who your favourite driver is. Well, maybe not your favourite driver, but who the driver is you think has performed the best at the end of the race. And that will be revealed probably sometime tomorrow or Sunday morning kind of time. But are you ready for another restart here?
Yeah, getting excited to see if he can get the jump on Kid Dynamite again. I think he's a bit more wary this time. It's not a second gap.
But he still has got a bit of a gap here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this is...
He was ready. He was definitely ready that time.
He was more ready, I would say, but I don't think he was completely... But you had quite a big gap to him the whole time when the safety car come in there. He didn't try and get close to you, so... But I think, was that...
Yeah, that's why I went early both times, because he was just close enough that I could... Well, sorry, not close enough that I could really just put my foot down when I wanted.
Geke's been disqualified.
Such a shame. I'm trying to see where he is. I think he's beached.
Yeah. You are allowed to reset to track on this game if you are beached, but you must record your footage and send it to us to show that that was the reason. And you must also make sure you reset to track in a safe place when there are no cars around, so it can't cause an incident. But that is unfortunate if that is the case, for sure. But Chris has got that. Chris seems to have some very good pace at the moment, because he's dropped Kid by about half a second here. Early on.
I think Dean had a moment in the first sector, to be fair.
Okay, that might explain it a bit then, but Kid's also sort of left Mark here, but then Mark's under an awful lot of pressure from the rappel. So we've got some battles shaping up somewhere. Who are you watching currently, Rob?
I just saw single track. Single track just had done a lovely move on Simba to get up into 7th place. Lurapel's the other one to watch out for, and unfortunately Bildy Baldy at the back had a bit of a spin, so he's on a recovery one. Fingers crossed there's no damage, because the last thing you want after 2 safety cars and the field all bunched up is to have to dip back into the pits again.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be too far behind the others, so he seems to have got away with it at least somewhat, so that's okay. But, I mean, single track's done well, considering he was the one that crashed at turn 2, I think it was, on the first lap, so to be back up into P7 already is brilliant recovery. But I need to point something out. We've got the 2 Challenger tier protagonists now next to each other on the track, Simba and Night Shadow. Can this only end in tears at this point?
It's a bit of a gap. I think, Gavin's going to have to close that gap first. They're on a similar tyre strategy, aren't they? Gavin started on the hards and then first lap pitted for the mediums, so he's got slightly more tyre life in there. Let's see if he can build that gap. But we've got another pass right at the top there. Single track once again. I think he's using all his ERS down in that middle sector. Just dumping it. He's past Simba that way. Now he's past Fanning. Let's see if he can hold on to it as the DRS is about to be activated. Pretty soon.
It definitely is. Single track's definitely a man on a mission at the minute. He is really carving his way through this field. And the thing is, the next 3 cars up for him are all on hard tyres. So if he can get them quick enough with those mediums on, it could be fairly straightforward for him, you could say. Who is that round? Is that Reese?
That was Reese at the back. That's really unfortunate. I said Reese was one to watch out for. He just doesn't seem... He's quick. He just doesn't seem to be able to keep the car on the track tonight. Fingers crossed he can get it together.
I believe he was also a podium sitter this week in Tier 1, I believe. Well, along with your resident Yorkshire Pinkham, also on the podium this week. If I don't mention that, he will absolutely murder me, won't you, Chris? But...
No comment. I went around turn 6 100 because of you.
You love me, really. But anyway, on to the next part of this gap. This battle between Lurapel and Mark is really hotting up now, because Lurapel is going to have DRS, so it's going to be a matter of Sambao's out. What has happened to Sambao? Where's he gone?
Oh, he's lost it out of that same corner. Everybody was losing it out of qualifying.
Wow.
You get out of the car park section. I think he's probably just done the classic, getting your back wheel on the grass there and spun it into the wall. And I think this is another safety car.
Yeah, it is another safety car. So, wow, we've done 9 laps. We've had 3 safety cars. We are currently on for a record at the minute, which is 7 safety cars. Chris is in the pits. Let's see, and so is Kid. He's followed him in. This is probably about the right time actually to put the hard tyres on, so it's not a silly decision. I'm sure Mark will probably stay out because he is on those hards. Yeah, he does. So does Laura Pell, and you'd like to think Wood as well. He will. Single track is in. Fanning stays out on his hard tyres, so that's not a surprise. Gav stays out, but I think he kind of had to because he made that very early pit stop, so it's not really a surprise. Johnny Smooth stays out on his mediums. That's a weird decision, but if it works out, then fair play to him. Energy Dan in P9 stays out on his medium. A few have stayed out here on their medium tyres, which kind of surprises me.
Well, with the hards, I was doing some... When I did practice on Sunday, I just went with the hards for as long as I could, and about 20 laps was the limit. That's when they started to get to 60%, so you can make it towards the end of the game, but you're going to be on ice towards the end. Another couple more safety cars, and you can save a bit more tyre life, so that's out the equation. But a few of those medium runners might be going, well, the field's bunched up, I'm going to be on mediums, the rest of them are going to be on hards. I can use that tyre to my advantage, pit for hards, and hope that there's another safety car late in the day that works in their favour, because with 3 safety cars already, they're getting an awful lot of free pit stops, and I think it's about timing your pit stop to perfection at the moment is going to maybe decide the outcome of this race.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I've got an answer for you as actually to why Mr. Reese Wickham is struggling. He's driving his first race on a wheel.
Okay.
So that is why I think he may be struggling more.
Yeah.
So, but he's just got 3 seconds for that glitch scenario in the car park area, so I'm sure the stewards may have a look at that one, because them penalties just completely are very unfair. You get 4 warnings for 1 corner, so I think the stewards can have a look at that one, and will, if he decides to report it, and I'm sure if they're feeling nice they can have a look at it anyway. But They usually are. So,
Well, good luck to Reese on a wheel for the first time. It is a big learning curve stepping up. I know before I started this league, I was on controller, I had my racing line on, I was very happy against...
You've got an issue. Loads of people have left the session, by the way.
yeah, Kid Dynamite's just left. I've just noticed that.
A couple of people left. There's a bit of internet issues. I'm getting sound quality glitch. I'm not sure if anyone else is having an issue.
I'm trying to scroll through and see who's ghosted.
Lurapel's got a red flag, red cross above him, so is Dynamite.
Yeah, Lurapel's gone as well. So it's only Lurapel and Dynamite, I believe, at the moment that have gone. So
yeah, it's just those two for the moment.
yeah.
I don't think it's red flaggable yet, but we will keep an eye on it.
I mean, if you're ever going to leave, I think the best time is during a safety car, to be honest. But we will soon. Hopefully, they can get back in before the restart. I've got a feeling it's probably going to be in. Okay, Lurapel's back. Hopefully, they can get in before the restart. So I bet they're shouting at Bert right now to slow down. But we shall see. But anyway, let's carry on with livery chat while we're coming to the end of this lap. Let's go and how about we have a look at Johnny Smooth's livery and see what you think of that one.
Oh, that's a patriotic design almost. I think that's sort of a...
Yeah, I can agree with that,
cross. Yeah.
That's sort of how it looks.
Yeah, quite like that. Hopefully he watched the Lionesses and got as excited about them as I did. Dynamite's back as well.
Okay, that is good news that we've got a fair fight basically now as well. But let's have a look at Mr. Energy Dan's quickly before safety car comes in. I believe the camera angle is not the best at this moment in time. But it's the green, lime green, well, luminous green one with like purple shades over it, which is very nice.
That is striking.
It is. It's like an almost Mark Hodgson livery, but let's quickly, while we talk of Mark Hodgson, see where he decides to go. Is he going to be as brave with his restart as Mr. Chris Bailey was? Let's have a look. Mark's in a very familiar position to what he's used to. He's gone at the same place as Chris has. And he's not done it quite as well as Chris, but he has managed to get enough of a gap. But Lurapel is weaving like crazy. I'm guessing his tyres are cold after leaving the session.
Yeah.
But Ant has also followed him with the weaving, so I don't know if they're trying to do it in symmetry, but let's have a little look. I don't think anyone's close enough to make a move on anyone at the moment. Actually, Chris is really closing on Fanning. He's having a look up the inside. Is he going to be able to make it stick? Chris has got much newer tyres, but it looked like Chris got caught a little bit on the sausage curve, but he's going to make the switch back into the run down to turn 5, I think it is. But he's not quite close enough. But now down to turn 6, they're side by side, and Chris has got the inside line. But Chris had to sort of cut a little bit to avoid contact. But he's still got that run. This battle is so close between the two of them. It was fairly clean between the pair of them as well. So
yeah, he's just got far fresher tyres, and I think he's just got it, isn't he?
But we've also got Scotsman who's in the wall. He's had a bit of a crash. It looked like he lost a bit of his wing.
That was tough from Fanning. I can see what's happened there. Fanning's got Chris on the outside. He's seen the red lines. He's let him past. I've got chaos behind Fanning.
But look at single track as that contact with Johnny. Oh, not quite. They seem to have got away with it. But wow, yeah, I know what you mean. They were all bunched up together there, weren't they?
Yeah, there was about 5 cars, about three abreast at one point, and yeah, who's that diving into
Gav,
the pits
he's got
now?
the wing damage, so that'll be him getting a wing change, I believe. He can put the hards on to the end though, so it's not the end of the world for him, but he does need another safety car to get back in this race, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's Johnny Smooth past Fanning as well into turn 1, so yeah, Fanning being one of the few to stay on the 12 lap old hards. They will start to really suffer when these medium ones start coming through.
I feel a little bit bad because after watching that whole battle, Lurapel's taken the lead. And we missed it.
It's been chaos. There's too much to focus on. There's been so much up and down the field. And
Lurapel sort of just came from nowhere with no DRS and took the lead. So, sorry guys, but yeah, there's your new race leader. Mark is still in second, but he is under a bit of pressure here from Ant because he seems to be showing quite good pace at the moment. I don't know if his tyres have warmed up better than Mark's have. But you've also got Chris as well following behind, who's on brand new hard tyres as well, so he's going to be moving like a crazy man at the moment to try and catch these two.
I know there's a lot of action happening up and down the field. I've just seen Kid Dynamite take 2 in 1. He took Fanning on the run up to that quick left-right, and then him and Single Track were side by side through that left-right. Excellent driving from the two of them, and it's Kid who's just, I don't know, bravery, or maybe Martin just knew not to fight that hard against him. And Kid is on a charge now, and I think he's going to blast past Johnny Smooth, who's getting to lap 14. Yeah, that's him up into 5th place now.
Yeah, I'm not at all surprised. He's absolutely flying. And next up for Kid Dynamite, ironically, is a Mr. Chris Bailey. So at the moment, Kid Dynamite is a net P2. Oh, Johnny Smooth made a very late lunge there, and I thought there was going to be big contact with Kid that was going to send him round, but it was good driving from the boat to get that car stopped and Kid not to turn in too much. So they got away with that one. But look who's absolutely flying out front right now. Laura Pell is really pulling away with this.
Don't know how he's doing it, because these hards feel like a word I can't say. Rubbish.
Feel not very good.
They just feel bad.
Those mediums felt so much better.
Yeah. Well, it's quite funny. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, he's got to put the hammer down now, hasn't he? Because he's yet to pit, he's yet to go on the mediums, as is Mark, as is Ant. And when you look back to the gap between our provisional race leader, as it is Chris, he's only about 3 seconds ahead of him. So yeah, he's really got to make hay now and hope that he can make up the places when he finally does go onto those medium tyres.
Yeah, I agree 100%. So yeah, he needs to put a gap. I think right now, roughly, he's gonna drop still quite a way down the order if he was to pit right this second, but it wouldn't be game breaking. But in MRC, how many times have we seen a late safety car before which has changed the shape of every race? You know, it's happened so many times, and it will continue to happen for probably ever. So let's wait and see. But let's have a look at the closest battles. I think at the minute it's Fanning and Johnny Smooth. Oh, but look behind between Energy Dan and Baldy, and see, because that looked like contact into turn 5 there. No, turn 4, sorry.
Yeah, a little bit of elbows out there as I went through. I think they were keeping it quite respectful, making sure that the space was given. Yeah, not your usual passing place, but I think it's just one of those where you struggle to get the power down, and if you don't get it down quite enough, then there are people to pounce right behind you. But Energy Dan is lining up a move as we go into this quick left-right.
Yep, he scared me then, because he had a little look, didn't he, on the inside, and I was like, oh no.
Ant's all over Mark like a stamp on chips.
Let's have a look at Ant and Mark, because they're coming into the final sector, and Ant will have DRS. I'm wondering if Mark's tyres are really going now. And look who's joining the back of this. The slithering little snake that is Chris Bailey is slowly but surely coming onto the back of it. And I don't know if you can see, Mr. Kid Dynamite is also in the background there. So
yeah, Chris will want this DRS train. I think that will be his first aim. Get within 1 second.
I'm struggling because of that DRS train.
Yeah.
Well, but the only thing is, it does protect you from behind to Kid Dynamite, so it's not the end of the world being in it. But yeah,
I've not got it yet. That's the problem. I keep just dropping back.
Yeah. So let's have a look, because Mark seems okay in a straight line. He seems to get that gap, but then every time they go for a corner, Mark just seems to be struggling and struggling and struggling, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think those tyres are really going now. I think that's all it can be. He's a very good race pace driver, Mark. He'll just be trying to keep his position. He hasn't lost the place yet. He's a great defensive driver as well, so he'll just be praying for that safety car.
Yeah,
he can get his mediums on for free.
With Mark, you can always guarantee hard but fair, so I'm sure he will fight that place as much as he would any other. Is he going to... Oh, he's had a big twitch on the penultimate corner. I thought that was going to be Mark Round then, but it was a good little save. So who's that? Who's had a crash? Is that Jackstar? No, that's not Jackstar. I think it's Lorpy. No, Reese.
It was Reese. Unfortunately, he was going really well. He was going side by side with Simba into that last on those last corners. Just missed his braking point. The result went to the gravel, went wide. But he's still learning, particularly on the wheel. You've got to learn everything about your brake pressures and just make sure you get back into the groove. So yeah, treat this one as a lesson and move on, because when you get side by side, he's quick.
Oh yeah, I think we've seen that enough times now with Reese. Like, he's utterly rapid, but I think ultimately if there's one place for you to learn these kind of things, I think MRC-X is probably the best place to do so, because especially if it's like, I don't think Reese has raced as far as I can remember in MRC-X this season, so I think it's a good little place for him to start learning, at least, especially if there's a seat available that comes available for him, so it's good for him. But Ant is really, really on the back here of Mark. Is he close enough? Not quite. They are so... These two are going hammer and tong, with Chris Bailey just there waiting to pick up the pieces whenever it comes to it. But he's still struggling a little bit with that DRS gap at the minute. But he's in it now. So, Chris... Oh, Ant's in. So Ant's gone for the undercut here on Mark, I think.
I think that's a good decision. He was behind him for a long, long time. Wasn't getting past. I think he'll have the pace on the mediums. It's this outlap, isn't it? It's how quick you do this outlap. These tyres are super cold this year as well. I've talked about the temperature of the tyres. Your outlap can really suffer with your tyres trying to get up to temperature, and you feel a lot slower. So maybe if Mark can put the hammer down, he'll be able to get that place back.
But what could be race deciding here is how quickly can Chris dispatch of Mark. Oh, Mark's in the wall. He's lost his wing. I've just cut to him and he's gone into the wall. Exit of turn 4.
Such a shame.
Wow, I think that could be tyre related, if I'm honest, because we've seen him struggling.
He wasn't on the curb. I think he just got on the throttle, and I think his rears were just probably going. It's a rear limited circuit, so it's not surprising to see people lose the rear. It's just a shame to see Mark go, because he's obviously, as you said, great race pace driver.
Yeah,
and he was having a good race.
Considering he has got wing damage, he's right up the rear of single track here. Surely he's not going to try and move because he's got that wing damage. But his car still doesn't look that bad when it comes to turn. Actually, it did through the right-hander, so I think he's definitely going to be in the pits. But the good thing for Mark is he hasn't lost a tremendous amount of places here. So it's not ideal, but it's not the end of the world either. But Simba's just taking the lead for the challenger here. He's up past Johnny Smooth, but there is wing damage for Johnny Smooth. So I don't know if there was contact or something, but Johnny Smooth has no front wing, which is...
Dynamite's in the DRS. He's had fastest lap 3 times in the last 5 laps.
I did notice that gap was coming down. I did notice it, but he's not quite in the DRS that time because he didn't have it open, but he's absolutely flying.
His straight line speed's better than mine in the middle sector. He's got a lower drag setup, so he will be in it by the time we get to the high speed chicane.
Yeah, he definitely looks that way. He is absolutely flying. But honestly, Rob, right now the field looks fairly spread at this point.
Yeah, we're starting to see those who started on the hard start to pit, and we're seeing where they're starting to come out in the general swing of things. So we've got Ant, who's gone on the mediums. It's worked out pretty well for him, in fact. Clearly, because he didn't get that free pit stop, it's put him behind people like Simba and Single Track. But I reckon he's in with a good chance of overtaking the Rappel when they finally pit. Unless there's another safety car within the next couple of laps, and he'll be in a good place to pick up a podium, I feel. Whereas poor Mark, that wing damage has put him back down in P13, and he's going to have to make up all those places ahead of him. Apart from maybe Energy Dan, he's going to have to pass them all. So yeah, that was a costly spin.
Yeah,
I agree.
Will definitely go to the next safety car. I can guarantee it. His
I'm
still really good. He's
I'm
matching
kind of,
me. Dynamite. I've not got much more. Dynamite's probably got more in him, but.
I'm also wondering about Laura Power if he's planning on going straight to soft tyres, whether there is or isn't a safety car anyway, and potentially trying to gain all of his time back that he's lost by not pitting earlier by going onto the soft tyres potentially. But look at Ant absolutely flying with the fastest lap. So
he's on the mediums now. He's on the better tyre and can really do it. Well, there's a yellow in sector 3, but
I think that's cleared almost immediately, so they got away with that. But look at Ant, how quickly he's on the back of Simba. So if he can dispatch of Simba, okay, I know he's got 7 seconds then to make up to single track, but on those mediums that shouldn't be all that difficult, to be completely honest.
He's putting in fastest laps, why not? Yeah, he can definitely make up the difference.
I think there's definitely still a podium on here if Ant can keep it nice and clean to the end of this race. So I think Energy Jan's just got 3 seconds as well, but good little recovery from Reese here as well. I mean, he's up to P7 now, so it's definitely going well for him, driving well on that wheel.
It's been an eventful race all round, and hey, I know you mentioned earlier a late safety car can shake everything up, but I'm liking the fact that we haven't had a safety car.
Oh, he's on the softs.
On the softs.
He's on the softs.
Oh, is that going to be a bit too early for those softs come the end of this race, though?
9 laps on them. That's about 3 laps too many in my book, but he's taken the hards 20-odd laps, so if anybody can do it, it's him.
I tell you what the issue for him is as well, he could have done with coming out in front of single track there. Because one thing we know about Martin is he is very good defensively, so to get past him, even with fresher tyres, is not going to be easy. Especially when Martin smells a podium on the horizon as well. So, but now we've got an absolutely titanic scrap out front because Kid Dynamite is still within that DRS, but Chris is managing to keep that gap just above the 7/10 sort of area. So Kid really isn't gaining enough at the minute to get close enough to Chris to make that overtake.
I think he's saving ERS. I've not got a lot, and he's dropping off in areas where
He's got 30.
people use it, so I think he's saving it.
I don't know if it's fair for me to reveal what he's got because obviously you're here, but he's got 20
he's
as
to go for a big attack later on. Personally,
let's put it this way: you're not drastically different on ERS, so
I'm trying to save mine, to be honest.
Yeah, you're both very similar. That's all I will say. I don't want to give anyone an advantage because it's not very fair, but yeah, no, that is ultimately.
I'm more excited about the battle we're going to have in the next few laps as you see that interval tick up and tick down between these different sectors. I think Kid is reeling him in about a tenth a lap. Yeah, and on that pace, if I can get my AWS graphic up at the bottom, so when he's going to catch him.
Yeah, but look, we've got Lurapel right on the back of single track already. And he's already gone to the inside, and I actually think Martin's just sort of gone, this isn't my fight. And just kind of little. So now we've also, so not only have we got this battle for the lead, we have got who's going to be an insanely fast Lurapel on those soft tyres, who we know's fast anyway.
Will they last?
That is the, I think, main question here. Will they last? Because it's going to be tight. I can't, like, look, even the mediums don't feel great after 9 laps, do they, to be honest? So, you know, maybe Lurapels are hoping for a safety car here, because he wouldn't need to come in, would he? And it would almost save them as well. It would cancel out the 3 laps that we think they're going to die by, so...
Yeah, but I think also by that same token, if I was anybody ahead or anybody around him, I would just dip onto the softs immediately if there was a
that's true as well.
Because you'd be a sitting duck.
But the only thing is he would have the track position, so
yeah,
that would benefit. And I mean, I think we saw 2 races this week where we had a late safety car, and the people who stayed out on hards were, I think, actually the winners of the race, because as much as there's long straights, it's still not drastically easy to overtake here, is it? It's still fairly easy to defend, I'd say, overall.
Yes, yeah, I think it's a really well balanced circuit in that regard. You get somewhere you can just blast past, you just wait for DRS and it's push to pass, and here it always takes a little bit of skill, and we've seen a lot of excellent overtakes this evening. In some places I didn't expect to see them. People being really brave with their tyres and where they decide to jump in.
Yeah, I think Tier 3 is another good example, and Chris will be able to vouch for this because he watched almost the whole battle, but it's like me and Calvin had almost 13-14 laps of solid battling for the lead on Wednesday, and I had to really plan my move. I couldn't just send it, because you have to make sure you're close enough to make that DRS effective. But
talking about planning your move, Kid Dynamite is observing every little move that Chris makes at the front here. He's analysing, see where he breaks.
I did just notice that. Yeah,
reeling him in. That gap's gone down from about 0.8 to 0.6 now. Just, I'm sorry. I know you're literally in this chat, and I don't mean to put the willies into you.
I'm waiting for it to. If it's where I'm waiting for the send. I'm waiting. It's coming.
Yeah.
It's just around the corner.
But one thing we know with Kid is he's very particular with where he'll do it. He won't put either driver at risk. He'll make sure that's done, but someone's round at the back. Yeah. Energy Dan's in the gravel.
And clean drivers in our Discord by a mile.
Oh yeah, 100%. He's also my driver coach. So yeah, I better be nice about him. Yeah, no, the pace the man shows on a weekly basis as well is just utterly insane. But if I was the 2 up front, I wouldn't be battling too hard, because I don't know if you've noticed, but that gap... Oh, Banning's out.
Oh, we're going to have a safety.
Chris Bailey is thanking his lucky stars right now.
Yes.
The only thing is, if you're Lorapel, do you come in? Because
yes,
he will take the track position.
He's got track.
No, he doesn't. He's on
Lorapel
soft.
doesn't have to pit. He did hards and he's gone on to soft.
Oh no, but if he doesn't, his tyres are that much older. He will be a sitting duck.
He will be, but
conserve them under the safety car.
Yeah, I mean he's only done 3 laps, so it's not the end of the world. But does he want track position, or does he feel like his tyres are in a good enough place to defend to these guys? Obviously, Kid stayed out. He's gone for track position. Lorapel has also stayed out. Okay. Single track is boxing, so single track's in. What about Ant? What's he gonna do? He also boxes. Simba
P3, I think. So
Simba comes in. He made a very late disqualified. Kid's disqualified.
What? No, how?
That's I'm not happy about that.
Oh, that's weird.
I didn't see why.
He's in the wall. He's in the wall over here. I don't know what's happened to him, but
no, the car parked him up, I think, in front of that little area, but I don't know if that was
a yellow flag.
I'm wondering if that's a safety car glitch. Oh, your heart's got to go out to him. That is so not nice.
Oh, you know what? Because I know he's on older tyres, but as you say, it's very hard to overtake if someone's got pace, and he has. Yeah. He has all the pace.
I still think he'd have been on for a podium though, and that's massive for his champion, especially with Xavier not being here as well. So
I'll tell you something crucial though. Jax is a lap down and between myself and Lorapel.
Yeah, let's hope that doesn't play a battle.
Crucial.
I'll tell you something though, you've got a man who's showed very great pace in this race so far, single track right behind you as well, so I wouldn't even rule him out here. Yeah.
So we had a collision in Abu Dhabi as well. And,
yeah, that's true.
Well, I unfortunately caught the back of him, so I'd like to avoid having that kind of tussle with him, because he's a very fast driver and, well...
But do you know the man, out of all of this, other than Lorapel, Chris Bailey and single track, who is absolutely laughing right now, and that is Simba. He has not got a Challenger tier driver in sight. He is P5, the nearest person to him is Gavin P9. So, he's loving life. If I'm being completely
really interested about how long the safety car is going to go on for.
It'll come in next lap, but the sooner the better for me.
Yeah, you've got Johnny Smooth though, who's only just come into the pits and he's only just come out, and the safety car is on the start-finish straight, and he's just about to go all the way around for his lap. So I don't know if the safety car is smart enough to just let you go once the rest of the field catches up, apart from Johnny Smooth.
The game usually likes to give 1 lap of DRS.
Okay.
When it's this late, so
I hope so. I want a contest. We all want a good scrap at the end, don't we? We want to see how this plays out in the field, which is such a shame.
Surprised though how he didn't pit, to be honest, because I know he's on the soft bit already, but they'll be quite warm.
They will be, yeah, I agree.
There is quite a difference between worn softs and fresh, isn't there, in this game? That's what we were saying earlier, is that, yeah, these softs do have a window and it is very tight. It's worth the risk, though. I think it is probably worth doubling down, but like you say, do you go for the win, or do you pit and maybe get P3, P2? It's what's the difference is that makes us racing car drivers at the end of the day, isn't it? Because you want to go for the win.
Yeah, I gambled on this on Monday and it got me P3, so with a bit of luck here and there, admittedly, but the pace on the new tyre I felt comfortable with, so I've gone for a rinse and repeat.
Yeah, I think the exciting thing about a late safety car is you always see people do different things, and it's more that, who's it going to work out for, and that makes it so exciting. So it's nice for me personally to see Lorapel stay out, because if he does have grip in those tyres, Chris is going to have a hard time here.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if he doesn't, Chris is going to have a fairly easy time there, and you might see single track and Simba all breeze past him as well. So, but the one thing we know is worn tyres, fresh tyres, whatever else. I'm wondering if Kid Dynamite had internet issues, and that is what got him DSQ'd from the race.
There was something going on there, wasn't it? Like you said, Michael, that is so not right. Yeah, it was those type of vibes. Not happy about it at all.
We're getting another lap, by the way.
With the FIA.
We are, which means
we're going to get 2 racing laps, which
means there's not going to be DRS. Yeah.
So it's going to be very hard.
It's going to be battle of It's going to be a battle of who's smarter with the RS, and you really kind of need to hope that Jackster does not get in the way of this, because
that's my big fear now. Is he's a lap down, and annoyingly nothing against him, but he is in my way. That's nothing against him because obviously, you know, he's having his own race. And
Michael, are we going to let the lap cars through or not, Michael?
Please don't.
Please, no,
I'm having flashbacks
to Abu Dhabi. I'm not okay with this.
Michael, we're gonna let them through? He said it's a motor race.
No,
so.
don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Michael Massey's from Australia, you know.
He is. Ah, there you go. There's a nickname for Mr. Simba, the head steward himself. Michael Massey. We're in his homeland. No, I think he'll kill me. So I
respect Simba too much to give him that nickname. Yeah.
He likes Red Bull. Call him it.
No, Mikey, no.
I don't know if you guys are hearing it, but there's an awful sandwich.
I can get on board with you and have a listen.
I'm not, thankfully. I'm on PS5, so I think that's the thing that seems to be...
As am I.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that it was on PS5.
Did you know, guys, on the latest update of F122, they've brought the sound glitch to PS5?
Brilliant.
Excellent. Brilliant.
That's the new and improved feature for you all. There you go. But... 2 racing laps. Who is your money on here, Rob? Because I don't want to call it, if I'm being completely honest.
I think... Oh, gosh. This is tough. I think that lapped car in the way and no DRS does make it advantage Le Rapel, no matter what state his tyres are in. Like we've said, this is a hard track to pass on. He's had the pace all race. It's going to be difficult. We're going to have a show either way, which I think I'm really up for. But yeah, I think it's just slightly advantage him at the moment.
The other advantage for Le Rapel is here. Chris can't move until Jackster moves because he can't go past Jackster until they get across the line.
Yeah.
So
seriously.
Le Rapel can go whenever he wants, but if Jackster then doesn't go,
yeah,
Chris is really...
Jackster's got to go and then move over to the right.
But he has. He's gone with Le Rapel. But look at the person behind. Single track's right side by side with Chris running down to turn 1.
He's going to
Single
send
track
it,
has an unreal. He's on the inside. He's in. Oh, but look, Chris looks for the switchback, but not quite. But single track's taken into P2. Is Jackster going to move out the way? He does. Jackster's let them both through. So... how quickly can single track get on the back of Le Rapel? Chris is now under a bit of pressure from Anthony behind as well because Anthony is right there. But let's see, can single track take it? Sorry, am I shouting too loud?
No, it's just a sound glitch.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's very unlucky. But let's continue to have a look because Anthony is in P4 and he is closing. But Le Rapel seems to be keeping that gap very honest between him and single track at the minute.
Yeah, so, I think you've just got to... Le Rapel is just dumping his ERS down that straight, and I think that's the right tactic.
Yeah, well, he knows he's not going to have DRS to defend to. But look at Chris, he's made a bit of time back up here on single track. Is he going to be close enough? Can he get close enough in this final sector to make a move back, basically rob single track where single track just robbed him effectively? So... let's have a little look, but that gap has come down a bit, but I don't think single track's going to get close enough. But look at Ant right on the back of Chris heading around the final corner. Reese is also there. Don't rule Reese out of this either because he's right there too. But Ant's having a little look. He's moved to the inside, but he backs out of it. Very, very smart driving from Ant there because he knows he's got another run down to turn 3.
That time up top is coming down. It was 1 point. I think those tyres have
half a lap effectively now. So let's see how much battery has Le Rapel got. 33%. He's got enough to defend, but it's roughly the same for single track as well. We're heading down the last part. Reese is also right on the rear of Anthony, but Anthony's also closing on Chris here. So is there a battle for that last podium place? Anthony has a little look, but he backs out of it. But I think Le Rapel's going to have this. He's pulled it back to 9 tenths. He seems okay. But look at Chris. He's still there. But Reese is now having a look at Anthony. But Anthony's also having a look. Reese has got on the other side. But they just missed. I thought they were going to make contact.
Traction's so vital in this last sector. It's come down to 4.5. I mean, it should be Le Rapel's in the end. He just needs to park his car on the apex now. Down to 0.3. 4.8 is going to be a race to the line.
Oh, can single track do this? He's not quite close enough, I don't think. Wow, that's so close across the line. Chris comes home in 3rd. Anthony takes 4th. Mark takes 5th after Reach's penalty. Simba takes the win for the Challenger tier. Lorpy in 7th. Night Shadow takes 2nd in Challenger tier, but 8th on the road. Energy Dan 9th. Reach 10th. Johnny Smooth takes a podium for the Challenger tier. The tier 4 driver. What an amazing driver. Oh no, B17 gets it due to a penalty. Wow, those last 2 laps. Woo! I need a breather.
That was brilliant stuff. That was
really hard.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard the sound glitch before, but
yeah, I'm a PS4 driver, mate.
My gear shift, so I was having to look at my revs to work out what gear I could be in. That's why Martin got the jump on me, because I couldn't.
Yeah.
That sucks. I mean, fair play on Martin. 0.089 seconds separate first and second, I think. Yeah, what an excellent race we've just witnessed.
That is crazy close. But while we're here quickly, as we didn't get a chance to do it during the race, who are you going for your livery of the day, if you remember them?
I've seen a lot, and I've gone through the Discord as well, and we didn't have a chance to see it on stream, but the pictures are in the Discord. I really like CB Sambal's one, which was a tribute to an old Arrows livery. It looks, if you were to look at it quickly, you'd think that old orange Arrows was going past you. So yeah, that's my pick for livery of the day.
So yeah, that's nice. Mine is going to go to, do you know what? And I'm not just saying it because he's here. I really liked it when I saw it in Discord as well. I'm going for Chris's.
Yeah,
I liked his flashback McLaren. I saw it in Discord and loved it. So yeah, nice livery there, Chris. Don't forget, guys, driver of the day will be in the description. Make your vote. I think we've seen an unreal amount of sensational drives there, so take your pick between the entire field. But Laura Pell takes the win, single track third, Chris Bailey fourth, Anthony in fifth, Mark sixth, Simba takes the win for the challenger tier, Lorpy in seventh, Night Shadow eighth, Energy Dan ninth, Reese Whitcomb 10th, Baldy in P11, Johnny Smooth, Jackster, Kid Dynamite, Fanning, CBG Sambal, Batmazer, Geke Matthew, Viva Fabry and G-Star Sniped is your full grid. But that brings conclusion to the MRC-X for another week. But as always, MRC is back with another 5 races next week in La Spa, Belgium, which everyone loves. What, are you fond of Belgium, Rob?
It's one of my favourite tracks, yeah, absolutely. Adore it. And weather's always a bit on edge as well. You never quite know what you're going to get. So, yeah, really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I love Spa. Chris, you a fan of Spa as well?
It's hard not to be.
Yeah.
You know, Spa's one of those, wow, amazing tracks. Everyone loves it, really. And you can only not love it if you have a bad history there.
Yeah, basically. But that will be it. So, 7 o'clock Monday, myself and Simba, 4 Tier 2, where we will see Mr. Clean Gene Genie in action himself. Then Tier 1 will be Gav and Baby Hornet, I think, where we will see Mr. Chris Bailey back in action. And then Wednesday, obviously, 7 o'clock and 8:45. And then back here Friday, 7:30 for MRC-X Round 6. But thank you so much to you two for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, it's been really nice being here.
Yeah, we will see you all next week. Goodbye.